Hey, Dimple here with Country Corner Coffee, and I'm just trying something new here. Found a new recording program, Debut by NCH Software. I'm going to see how it works. Normally using my phone, thought I would try to do some live videos for the YouTube channel, and that is not really an option yet because I got to wait 24 hours. All right. But anyway, I'm going to check here because I think everything is kind of backwards. Let me double check. Oh, no, it's not. Cool. This is my logo, Country Corner Coffees, okay? And thought I would just kind of do an intro video for the channel, a little bit of background about me. And I am 58 years old and have probably been, I don't think there's too many industries that I have not worked in. I started out in, of course, customer service type things. You know, straight out of high school, started in customer service. Went into the banking industry, then went into the marketing industry, and it was a marketing company. A few people may have heard of it. It's Cutco Cutlery, and it was called Vector Marketing at the time. And I sold knives. And it was, you schedule the appointments and then go and do your presentations and stuff of this really nice cutlery. I still have that today, and it still works great. So it was good stuff. But anyways, tried Avon, your Mary Kay's. I've tried the health and wellness field. I've tried with the marketing scheme, health and wellness. I did a thing called through Am. It was a branch off of Amway called Quick Start, Quick Start, and I think that's how it's pronounced. Uh, where basically you buy stuff online and then you get reimbursed for it, kind of thing. And um, but the crazy thing is, they actually would mark the prices up. So you really weren't making any money off of it. They try to get you to recruit people to do the same thing, and then you would make money from your downline. Um, but that was crazy. And yeah, ran into some, found out there was some fraud going on in my upline. So I'm like, no, we ain't doing it. We're not going this route. Um, but then I've also worked, I've done some radio, I've done some television, believe it or not. That was more behind the scenes. I mean, I got the face for radio. Okay. Um, and the lighting's not great. It's early in the morning. I don't have any makeup on. I haven't even done anything with my hair, as you can tell. But then I've worked healthcare. I've worked industrial, factory work, heavy lifting, dealing with machinery, working on the machinery. And actually, I enjoyed that quite well. But that was for a local General Motors factory that, needless to say, back in 2006, those factories, wound up either selling or closing or what have you. They were moving people around, and life was crazy. And I went ahead and I took the buyout option. I thought I'd go back into healthcare because I had done clerical stuff in healthcare, clerical work in an intensive care unit. I also worked in a physical therapy department. And between those two, I learned enough about the health industry to be dangerous for myself and others, are to say. Um, and then after leaving the hospital, when I was working in intensive care, that just weighed on me so much because I've got a heart for people, and seeing people come in that are hurting, it was rewarding to see them do better. But when they didn't and they took a turn for the worse, it was tough. It was very tough. And then I got a phone call. My dad and my older brothers worked for General Motors. got a phone call from the guy in the union. He's like, "Hey, did you still want to work here at the factory?" It was Delco Products at the time. I'm thinking, nobody's gonna die on me on a daily basis. And I kind of, I enjoy being around. Got older brothers, enjoy being around the mechanics and stuff like that. And so I was like, hey, yeah, I'm in. I'm in. I'll do this. Yeah. So I want to working 16 and a half years in the factory, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. But then when I left there, I thought I'd go back into the healthcare field, and that didn't work out because the aid that I was told that I was going to be getting to help me through school, um, they discovered that I had a lot of classes in the financial management de- um, department, and so they said, no, you have to finish this degree before that you could go to the other. And I'm thinking that's kind of weird, but whatever. So, of course, I got my associate in financial management. Then I'm told, hey, you've got a degree. We got people that don't have anything, so we can't help you now to go into the occupational therapy field that you had wanted. So I'm like, okay. So I got a job working at a small credit union, and so learned a lot about the finance industry. And I did have some interest in it before because I liked working with numbers. And so from there, I got with all the regulations and stuff, and being the middle person with mortgage loans and such, the underwriting department versus the consumers, and being in the middle of those, it got a little stressful. So I found out about a position with another company that um, works with mortgage insurance, and they work insurance for mortgage companies. And I thought, you know what, yeah, I'll try that. Um, and in this transition, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and that's been several years ago. So, anyways, my hands are a little funky, but hey, you focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. All right. Everybody's got limitations of some sort in some way, shape, and form, whether it be a knowledge limitation, if it's a physical limitation, um, uh, a, a financial limitation, okay? But I believe if you work hard, you apply yourself, even with a lot of physical limitations, we can find workaround. We can find a lot of workarounds, okay? I know that it comes to a point that um, that can no longer apply, and we get to the point that it's just time to go ahead and retire and quit, and enjoy life. I get it. So I'm not here to be a Debbie Downer for anybody. But anyways, I wanted to give you my little bit of background about me, because that's how in this process I come from a family of coffee lovers, and um, being a lighthearted person, trying to be a lighthearted person, a positive person. Um, Coffee is one of those things a lot of people, most people like, but people take their coffee seriously, okay? And I get it. I get it. I really do. So, but within the marketing field, where I'd said, and I also was selling some Tupperware, and I got involved with some people doing some local events, and there was a lady there that was selling coffee, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love coffee. So I went over, and of course I had to try it. She was basically what she was doing. She was offering samples of the coffee, and then she was selling the coffee in bags. And I got to, I I actually signed up under her to do this as well. And the more research I did, because I enjoy doing some research too, I found out that I could get my very own coffee label, which is what I did. All right. I created this label, Country Corner Coffee, and have started ordering bagged coffee that I can sell at events. Okay, this one is back to the basic. All right, and I don't know if you hear that or not. There's a cat fight going on over next door. Literally cats. Okay, not just a cat fight. And there's my dog. But this is the back to the basic. All right, and I'm starting to learn a lot more about coffees, and so I've been just kind of thinking my next step because my current job, I'm sitting at a computer 8 hours a day. Um, I'm required to clock in at a specific time. Um, I do work from home, but even working from home, I'm still limited during those 8 hours, and I'm obligated to that employer, which I get. But being 50 years old, I'm ready. And all the changes and stuff that I've done, I've been doing this for almost 10 years, and I'm ready for something a little different. Okay, so I found the coffee option. And so, anyways, the back to the basics is a basic. It's essentially a basic. It's considered unflavored coffee, but people that take their coffee really seriously will notice the notes and the tones of the coffee. Okay, and like I said, being part of these events, the lady that I had signed up under with the event, um, she had backed out of being able to do as many, so she asked me if I would want to do them instead. It just opened up doors, and I'm a person of faith, and I believe that was a God thing for me because I'm sitting down here, I got a pair of shorts on, it's early in the morning, I think I'm getting a mosquito bite. So that's why I keep looking down. But anyways, I'm a person of faith, and I believe it was a God thing. God showed me an opportunity that I can get out of having to sit at that desk all day, which is not good for the arthritis either. Um, I'm not ready to quit. I'm not going to give up. So I've got some dreams, and Bible says that without a dream, my people perish. So we've got to keep dreaming. We've got to keep looking forward to have some goals set. So, anyways, starting with coffee. I love coffee, and I enjoy getting out and talking to people. Um, like with doing the events and doing the different marketing things. It's enjoyable, and you get. I don't want to do it just necessarily to sell the product, but to be able to talk to the people, to be able to present something that people are enjoying, can enjoy. That's a plus for me. Like I said, with working in healthcare, like I said, um, I'm sensitive to people, their needs, their emotions, and what have you, and want to do something that's more on a positive note. With the insurance stuff, you go back to where you're dealing with people that have, for whatever reason, maybe their insurance company has canceled them. I've got a video of the the garage. I actually live in a house that I grew up in as a kid. My dad had this house built, and he had the garage built, and he built this addition on our garage. And we have lived here for 20 plus years, and our finances has been up and down like a roller coaster that a lot of people wouldn't imagine. So, a few things, um, it's like, do you take care of the paint on the outside of the garage, or do you buy groceries? That's where we were at. So, um, but my husband had worked. I met him working in television. So we had when we bought this, we had thought about turning that into a video studio, which of course that didn't work out. He wound up being diagnosed with several different health issues as well. Um, he's got back injury and moving equipment and stuff like that. We had some things that were donated to us for making sets to do video recordings. And you'd have to be able to, something was fairly heavy, be able to move them around. For a long time, I was able to pick up a lot of, I worked at a factory, good grief, to me, pick up something 50 pounds and toss it over my shoulder. Okay, not a problem, I can do that. It's like, throw an extra one on, give me an extra 25 pounds or something, give me a little bit of a challenge. Now, with dealing with arthritis, 10 pounds is a challenge. So anyway, back to this. I had been watching videos on the YouTube and watching how I saw the video. A guy out in California built a backyard coffee house, and I showed it to my husband. He's like, "We can do that." So our goal is to do that with our garage. It's not necessarily something that I'm planning to open to the public anytime soon, just because we don't have the water running back there. So I'll have to tote water from the house back there in different jugs. Getting the 3-bowl sinks and this, that, and the other. Thought about a coffee cart. Thought about a coffee truck. At one of my events at a mall in downtown in Dayton Mall, there's a coffee bar that is vacant, and somebody had mentioned, "Hey, why don't you do that?" I checked into it. It's the deposit and the monthly rent is more than I can. Uh, well, yeah, it's way out of our budget right now to get started with that. And I'm just getting started with the coffee, so I thought, let's take it a step at a time. Let's be reasonable about this. And so here I am. And let's see, I'm checking. Let's see if there's. Forgive me, I'm looking at this, trying to figure out. Okay, it looks like we're about 17, almost 18 minutes in. 17:30. And as I count, it goes up. Um, so, anyways, on my channel, I'm going to be posting some progress on the on my little coffee shop, or my coffee stand booth, coffee house portion, and we're planning. We've got had a couple contractors out. We had one estimate. I think the highest estimate right now that we've gotten was $11,000, which is out of our budget. And so, anyways, we will get this done. And I'm just kind of documenting things on the channel so I can follow my progress. And I thought I'd just go ahead and throw this out there so anybody that might decide to follow the channel can come back and see where we started and where we're going. I've already taken quite a few steps. And next weekend on June 10th, I have a car show that I'm going to go be doing. And what I will do is I'm able to brew coffee on the spot. I've already contacted the health department to make sure that I don't get shut down before I get started down. So as long as I don't have any perishables, and I'm giving away the samples, and I'm selling the bagged coffee, I'm good. Okay. I don't have to worry about the additional health regulations. And it's not that I'm wanting to go out there and do something undermining the health department by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, I work in healthcare. I don't want anybody to get sick, so I want to make sure that I stay, that I'm doing everything the way that I should be doing it when I get out But I'm looking at some cold brew that I can take out and I can give samples because I'm expecting it to be a little toasty warm. I don't think people are going to be wanting a lot of hot coffee. But of course, there are those of us that will drink coffee regardless. One of the health and wellness industries, direct sales industries that I was in, actually did a DNA so that we could determine our body's resistance or sensitivity to things like your carbs, um, dairies, caffeines, any vitamins that our body naturally might be deficient in, that we might need a little extra of, things like that. And it was a really neat concept. I found out when I did that my caffeine sensitivity is not even there. Um, and one of the recommendations in there said to be careful with my coffee intake, that I should limit it to about 4 cups per day because it could bring on, of all things, rheumatoid arthritis. And I thought, I already had been diagnosed, although it's special to find this out now. But this coffee is actually air roasted. In my label down here, it says taste the air roasted difference. If you've never tasted air roasted coffee, you need to find some because the acidic rate is less. It gets all the chaff off the beans when they do the air roasting. So it doesn't have the bitter and the acidicness to it. So if you've ever had a smooth cup of coffee, if you've had some coffee that was like super smooth, chances are it might have been air roasted. So, anyways, thanks for sitting here and listening to me ramble on about my history and my direction going to, and how that I got involved with the coffee. And the Country Corner Coffee is kind of a spin-off of a flea market idea that we had. We used to do one of the, yeah, I'm chasing rabbits. One of the other things my husband and I had done at one point, we found a area that did a consignment, and so we got a business license, and we called it D&D Country Corner, so that we could get our wholesale products. And I thought, why not use this as a subsidiary type thing of the D&D Country Corner and call it Country Corner Coffees. So that's how we got our name. And my roots are all down in eastern Tennessee. So every once in a while you'll go, where? I used to answer the phone a lot. One guy asked me, he's like, where are you from? I can't figure out your accent. And that comes from because when I was a kid, I was yeehaw as you could get. I was just me, and I was just yeehaw. And then I heard myself talk when I started into some radio stuff, and I was like, I don't think this is going to be good for radio. So I started working on controlling the accent a little bit more. But it still comes out. It's still there. It's in my roots, and I'm not ashamed of my roots at all. In fact, I'm very proud of them because it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful country down there. Let me share uh, some pictures and some videos of the area down there as well on my page. Who knows? It would be a hodgepodge of a bunch of stuff. But anyways, I will get off here, and thank you, anybody that watched this all the way through. Kudos to you. All right, so you guys have a great day, and I greatly appreciate you hitting the like button if you like this video. appreciate comments, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel and follow my journey. So who knows how long it's going to take, but I'm planning on it for the long haul. So thanks, guys, for everything, and I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care. What does some of those guys do? Ooh.